So, another team that we've been following all over the region, and this has been for how many months now, of course, are the Loyola Meralco Sparks in their participation in the Singapore Cup, diba? RHB Singapore Cup. So, of course, we have tonight two guys from the Sparks, Chad Gold and Anto Gonzalez, and of course, Rick Olivares, the media head of the UFL, and of course, who's been following closely also the
for the Sparks
that's
in
right,
Singapore,
that's
and
right.
their
So,
media officer also. Yeah.
That's right. So, media officer of the UFL and also of the Sparks.
Of the UFL.
Anyway,
For the Sparks in Singapore.
in Singapore.
In the Singapore Cup.
Ayun, ang daming ano. But anyway, so, let's find out what the preparations are. Of course, only those that you're willing and allowed to share with everyone. This is October 4, no, and 7 will be the two legs of the semifinals against Tampines Rovers. Of course, the name sounds familiar to us because of Alexander Durich, diba? That
The ageless striker.
yes, the ageless striker of the Singapore national team. So, guys, how has the Sparks been preparing for the? It's important. We're in the semis now.
It's a very important game. It's the biggest game in our history. Easy as that, really. But preparation hasn't been ideal with, you know, certain players being on national duty, you know, which isn't ideal. But you know, playing for your country is the highest honour. So you know, we don't mind about that at all. But obviously, with all the pitches being renovated at the moment as well, we've been struggling to find training grounds. But you know, everyone's got a really good attitude and everyone's been training hard, and we feel that we've got something to offer in the semi-finals coming up. So.
Right. Well, if you ask me the preparations, this is a very unique stage. Semi-finals, as Chad said, it's the first time a Filipino team is competing in the Singapore Cup, and they've made it this far. Now, very unique to the situation, the Sparks have a different lineup.
Yes.
All the other teams in the Singapore Cup are retaining their current lineups for the simple reason is that the S League is going on. Whereas many of the previous team players of Loyola nag-expire yung contracts, so we're gonna see a different team. Hence Chad playing,
That's right.
and Simon played in the last
Yes.
leg, no. But again, it's a very important one, very exciting, and if you ask me, we're gonna make the finals.
And we're the only foreign team left, right?
Yes, the last foreign team standing.
So mukhang ano yan. Coach Anto, are we gonna see you dito sa two legs na to ng semis?
I'll be there.
Nice! Kasi ano daw eh. National team duties. But of course, national team naman will not have any games in October, no? Aside from only the ones in the latter part that you mentioned earlier. So, October 4 and 7, what should we look out for? Ano ba yung basa natin dito sa mga kalaban natin? Alam lang natin, Tampines Rovers, Alexander Durich, of course he didn't play during the friendly 2 weeks ago, but assuming that he's gonna be playing here, what kind of opponent are we expecting?
Well, I had the opportunity to watch Tampines twice. I scouted them twice, and I gave my scouting report also to the coaching staff. And they have a couple of national players, but they rely mostly on their naturalized players like Durich
That's right.
and the Serbian players that they have. They're a team that likes to play the long ball and a lot of crosses. Their midfield is not very impressive. Their defense, more so, is very suspect. I figured that they'll have a tough time against our team, which really likes to control that ball, make smart passes. But having said that, I'm afraid because come the semifinals, we're finally facing the top Singaporean team left in this tournament, and you know, I expect the Singaporean fans to come out there in force to support their team and boo us. But we also expect the Filipino community there to come out and
That's right.
support this team.
Which they always do.
Definitely. Tsaka, you know, having watched them, their confidence is really, really high.
That's
They've
right.
beaten two very good teams over there. And I expect it to be very intense. Very, very intense. Much like the first game was against Geylang.
That's right.
I'm not sure where we're playing, if it's in Jurong, the home field of Tampines, but
Or
I hope not.
Or in Jalan Besar.
Hopefully there, para neutral ground. But walang neutral, you're playing in
nga,
Singapore.
in Singapore.
The second game is at that last stadium.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. So the first will be in Jurong, in the
Yeah,
home
I think-
stadium.
I think so.
Wow.
Wow. So you're right. We should be expecting real home crowd, no? Although-
Coach. Yeah.
Oo nga.
Gusto mo natin sa
Oo
gila.
nga.
My thoughts about the two legs. I've seen some videos of Tampiles. Yeah, their defense is quite suspect. They rely mostly on Juric.
Mm-mm.
He has been scoring a lot of goals for them. They have one midfielder who has scored maybe close to 10 goals this season. They have, again, only two national team players. But no, Alam Shah is with them right now.
Right.
Although he hasn't been getting a lot of playing time, but I would assume that he will be playing a crucial role, being a Singapore national team veteran and
Yes.
a very reliable scorer as well. He would play a big role in the two legs, I would think. On our side, on Meralco's side, again, we have really made significant strides in terms of strengthening the positions, key positions that we lacked during the UFL season and also during the Singapore Cup. We've added Chad, and I think he will hold his own against Juric.
Definitely.
Yeah. And we have shored up our midfield. We have added some really good attacking players in the midfield line. So it will be a good match.
Definitely, I agree with you, Coach.
We're playing against the top
That's right.
Singaporean club. We are a club who's reeling from the past UFL season, but we also want to prove ourselves that
That's true.
we're the best club in the country.
That's right.
So this is a very good opportunity for us to show that.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to what Coach Anto said, and also maybe for Chad's benefit. I think it doesn't have to be Loyola. It could be any other
Yes. club,
Kaya, Global, Pasargad, Nomads. When a team makes that trip abroad to play in a foreign league, there's that element of bonding.
That's right.
And I'm sure Loyola will use that to the hilt because they have a lot of new players. They're gonna get ready for the cup, and that's gonna help them. And if you ask me, the way the past season ended for them, okay, it's a UFL, medyo kakarag-karag, but the way they ended it with a win against Canbauza was impressive.
Yes.
I'm not gonna forget that dinner after the game, and everyone left Singapore on a positive note, and I'm sure that positive energy will carry over into the next season. I think this club will understand what it takes to win, and the UFL, so they're gonna carry that.
That's
But
right.
you can also say the same thing about
That's right.
Kaya and the other clubs. No?
In fact, it's nice, no? Every time the Sparks have a game in the Singapore Cup, because we see the whole UFL really,
Yes.
uniting behind Loyola. Everyone's tweeting, Sea of Orange and
Yeah,
stuff
the
like
Kaya
that.
players
Kaya,
appreciate their
Global,
support a lot.
everyone, yeah. In fact, all the teams and the individual players and the teams' own handles on Twitter, they're all out to support. Because you're right. Rick is right. It could have been any of these clubs, di ba?
But even in the last leg, I think there was a chance there that a couple of Kaya players would have been loaned out to Loyola
Wow.
for the last leg. No?
That's
So
right,
that's
that's
how
right.
supportive the UFL is of Loyola's venture in
That's
the
right,
Singapore
that's
Cup.
right.
And the last time I was able to have coffee with Durich, and it's amazing how the S League is looking to a Filipino club or even a Filipino league to help build their league.
Their
no?
league,
They're struggling right now
Mhm.
with attendance and all these other issues. And in fact, Durich was saying that they want a Filipino team to play in the S League for the whole season.
Mhm.
Now that's going to cost a lot of money.
Oh, yes.
That is something that remains to be discussed,
That's
and
right,
hopefully
that's right.
we'll see that happen.
And we see a Japanese team licensed naman, 'di ba? To play
Yes,
the
Albirex.
Albrecht Niigata.
Yes, yes.
Yun. So anyway, for more updates of course on Philippine football, on the Loyola Meralco Sparks and their adventure dito sa Singapore Cup. So please do follow us at FTW Sports.